Hey y'all, welcome in. If you are new or just passing through my channel, welcome. My name is Tam. I'm also known as the Enlightened Auntie. If you're returning, welcome back, squad. I am here today to do another general collective reading. We're not sign specific here. We're also gender fluid. I may say you when I'm talking to them, may say them, I'm talking to you. Put yourself in the story wherever you seem to fit. Remember that time and energy are fluid, so I could be talking about the past, the present, or the future. Take the parts that resonate, leave everything else behind. If you would like to book a personal more aligned with your own story, all of my information is below in the description box, and I invite you to join me for a session. Incidentally, I also encourage you to join my second channel. It's called Timeless Tarot with Tam. It's also under the moniker Enlightened Auntie. So if you just look up Enlightened Auntie, you'll see both accounts. This main account, on the outside of my name are crystal balls. On the other account, the outside of my name are hourglasses. So you'll know that it's me. The other channel is dedicated to my archived videos from this channel, so that you're not having to do the work to dig them out. I'm digging them out for you, and I'm posting. So anytime I don't post here, I'm going to post there. So you will always have content to look at. You'll always have some information given to you on any day. So there's that. Okay. I've already laid the cards out. I've been sitting with this energy for a little bit. Don't know specifically who I'm talking about. It's giving karmic feminine. Where she is in your life, I don't know. It looks like there is a karmic. I do have a couple out here. I do have a couple out here. Potentially even some children, but the way that I'm looking at this is I have the energy of someone here who is really worried about this divine masculine, because this is a divine masculine. They're very concerned about this divine masculine walking away from the relationship. I think that this feminine, distorted feminine energy is really worried. She may not work or have any source of income. So obviously, yeah, she's concerned if he is thinking about leaving. I do feel like she's not only worried about him leaving, she's also worried about him potentially cheating, where there's disloyalty or whatever. There is potential here that someone could be drinking. Could be her, could be him, I don't know. And it's interesting because as I laid all the cards out, I could kind of see what's going on, because she's worried that, like, if he leaves, then there goes her livelihood. You know, she doesn't have any ability to, like, take care of herself, so she's, like, really clingy or whatever. Now, part of her blockage and obstacle is she's kind of freaked out about the idea that this masculine is you know, potentially thinking about leaving. So I don't know. I kind of feel like she might be, like, in a position of, she's either using a child to keep him locked in, or she's been, like, love bombing him with an expectation, thinking that if she does that, then he would continue to, like, give to her or continue to support her. Thank you, Spirit. He would continue to support her if she just showered him with, like, you know, love bombing type of behavior. The crazy part about it is, I don't think that honestly don't think that this woman has any love for this man. I really don't. And I think she's upset because she's worried about her, maybe the potential of her living situation. So she's a little bit angry. She might be, it's kind of weird because I do see the love bombing, but I feel like if the love bombing if it's not working, then she kind of flips the script and she turns from being, buttery sweet, or trying, she goes from being like buttery sweet to being like, you know, a bitch on wheels. Like she just, either she's like either she's like super sweet and thinking that she's like playing up on this, on this man's sympathies, or she's mumbling under her breath and she's talking shit in his absence. Part of the lesson for this person is I want to say here, I don't think that this woman has any love for this man. I don't see it. And if this relationship produced a child, she may, like I said, she may use the child in order to get this man to continue to give. So like if he's supporting, you can support your child without supporting the other parent. I mean, folks will talk sideways about that, but I'm just saying, like, there are ways to co-parent without it being, and unfortunately these kinds of women who are mothers who end up facing being a single mother. I have a man who is an upstanding man. This is somebody who is a leader, who, he's balanced, he's got the resources, he's got it, he's an emperor, so if he's got all of that, then we know what he's capable of, we know what he has. But she, on the other hand, not in that position. So she's kind of using, I want to say, like, she uses her feminine wiles. Thank you, Spirit. So she uses her feminine wiles, she uses her body. She uses whatever she thinks that she can use to get him, to keep him on the hook so that he will continue to give. But then she's mad because I kind of feel like this masculine is also very aware that these are just tactics to get him to continue to give. Part of the lesson here is that I feel like her foundation is being shook right now because she got into this relationship for the wrong reasons. Now, I can also see something. I saw another layer here, which is funny because I didn't actually see it the first time when I laid the cards, but I heard it in my ear just a second ago. Like, the same way you got them is the same way you lose them. So, and it's not to say, because I literally don't have any energy out here that would say that the the man has cheated or anything like that, because I don't see that, honestly. I see that she's worried about it, that he's cheating on her and that he's walking away from her in order to be with somebody else, but I don't see that. I feel like he's leaving because he just don't want to be there. He's leaving because she's kind of leeching off of him. The connection between them, they may have known each other for some time. They could go way back, like maybe they have, maybe like whoever these people are, they go way back, just as much as you go way back with this person. Like, I mean, everybody has a life before you and after you. So, and I don't know who this is for you, but this connection, it looks like somebody who they've known each other for some time. And I feel like I'm kind of seeing it two ways. Like, I think the man also, I do feel a sense of reluctance in his departure. I do feel a sense of reluctance for his departure. And I think, and it's not because, it's interesting because I do feel like there's love here. At least on somebody's part. And maybe if it's not love, it just could be like, I don't know where it turned, because it's not, this is something here is not what they thought it was going to be. Even if the person fell out of love, I mean, that's possible too. But they stayed. even though the reality is this is not, somebody here is not finding wish fulfillment in the connection. And I do feel like this man also knows, like, if he decides to give up or walk away from this, that he may have to be financially responsible for, like, a love child, or, you know, a child that was created during the union. Okay, so again, let me go back to the lesson. So part of the lesson here is, number one, they should not have gotten involved with this person if they didn't genuinely have, like, love. I feel like this person may have utilized smoke and mirrors to get involved with this man, but it wasn't from a place of love. I don't think that the environment fostered a sense of love. And so if she's losing her stability, if she's losing some sense of stability, I feel like part of the lesson is, it's once this woman gets over the shock of, you know, the man saying, hey, you know, I don't want to do this anymore. I mean, yeah, she's likely going to be mad and upset and hurt, and, you know, but I think there is an element here that somebody needs to heal. And I think there's an element here where it's this woman, whoever this, it's this distorted feminine. She needs to heal. She needs to heal. And the reality is, because anytime I see the Justice card come out, I mean, the Justice card, for me, it really symbolizes a sense of truth and justice, reality, right? And so I feel like the reality that this person is facing, like seeing the truth of it, is that the environment that they're in, or the home that they've cultivated, really wasn't a home. It wasn't a home filled with love. And that it's really time, literally, it's time to move on from, you know, turbulent waters, drama, chaos. And instead of being mad that this masculine wants to leave, instead of being mad about it, to shift the perspective and look at this as an opportunity. Like, God's giving this woman a second chance to kind of like do it right, or get herself together. I'm looking at it more from a positive perspective of looking at it as an opportunity, versus, you know, oh my God, my life is, you know, shattered and falling apart because he's leaving. Okay, let him go. Because if he doesn't want to be there and he wants to move on, what is the point of trying to hold him hostage? Let him go. Let him go. And instead of spending all the time focusing, because I feel like part of her current, whoever this woman is, part of her current situation is that she is almost obsessively focused on this man, solely on this man. Not on her children or her child, not on her own life. She's focused, she centers her entire life on this man, and like keeping him happy, so that, you know, if he's happy, then it keeps a roof over my head and all this other stuff. If I throw him a little ass every now and then, he's gonna, you know. But if he wants to go, instead of being pissed off about it, look at it as an opportunity to kind of recalibrate. I'm like, 444 may be something significant, because I got all the fours out here. It may be significant because, you know, fours are also about like gaining a sense of stability, mentally, emotionally, financially, and being able to kind of recalibrate. And I feel like instead of whoever this is that I'm talking about, this distorted feminine, instead of being mad about it, to think of it as an opportunity to just go on with her life and do something different, than instead of being so centered, male centered on this individual, to kind of turn that back onto herself and start focusing on herself, focusing on her kids and all that other stuff, so she can get her life together, All right. Let's clarify. Hope everybody is doing good. Happy Friday. Yesterday was the Leo new moon. I didn't really talk about it. I don't think I did. Oh, wow. So now I can look at this two different ways. I think this masculine energy, and again, it doesn't have to be, gender fluid. Put yourself where you are. Hell, this might not even be a story. We could just be talking about somebody else that you know. Let me put that out there. So I kind of feel like this masculine has made up his mind to go be happy. I feel like he is not happy where he is. And so this also looks like, somebody coming to terms that there is no reconciliation. Mending is in the reverse. There's no energy here that supports a reconciliation. And if this man wants to be happy, he's got to go make himself happy, because he also is not happy where he is. Yes. The fates are yes. Okay. Remember, I probably said this months ago, because I always, when this type of energy shows up, I always hear the Michael Jackson song, Working Day and Night. Like I always, like, it just comes up like a little background music. I can hear it in my ear. It feels like this man, I'm seeing it a couple different ways, because I do feel like this man thought at some point that the amount of effort that he put into a relationship or connection, like it was supposed to, if I put in more effort, then what will be mirrored back to me is like the happiness that I'm looking for. I don't know how to explain this, because it feels like, yeah, and it's like the divine stepped in and said, okay, look, if you want to be happy, then you have to make a choice. You have to make a choice. Either you stay in this situation, work yourself to the bone and be miserable, or you make a decision, say goodbye to your past, because you realize that whatever this is that you're doing is not, it ain't doing it for you anymore. Make a decision to move forward, keep going. On the other side, I think that the woman may be a little bit concerned about how much effort she may have to put in order to kind of start over. But again, I think this is largely a perception thing. There's something in the way that this is being viewed. Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah, they don't want to do this anymore. I feel like wherever this man is, he may be seeing something. Maybe initially he thought it was going to. So, I mean, this kind of falls on him too, because I think initially this man may have thought that this woman was part of his wish fulfillment. Like he thought that's what it was. And then now he sees, he may see that all that was glittery truly was not gold, and that this woman didn't actually reflect like the values or wisdom, or that she just didn't reflect what, like, she certainly wasn't a reflection of who he is. And I feel like now he's really clear, like I gotta move, stage left and put an end to, you know, whatever this is that we're doing. Okay. Oh. Okay, so whatever this is, or whatever this woman is getting ready to go through, I do believe she's going to be going through this alone. I do feel like remember when I said, I was like, if he leaves, then instead of her being mad, she should look at it as an opportunity. Like, especially if there's like, there has been conflict between them. The thing, yeah, see, if there had been conflict between them, wow. Okay. She's gonna be doing this on her own. Whatever is getting ready to happen, she's gonna have to do it on her own. Because there's not gonna be anybody here to help her. She's gotta figure this part out on her own. It's like, instead of being in her head, down here again, it's kind of like, instead of being in your head and being all pissed off and angry, and here's the thing, because I did say at the very beginning, I was like, you know, part of the lesson here for her is that she shouldn't have even gotten involved with the gotten involved in, I won't even say it's a marriage. I mean, it could be, but if they are a married couple, like, she shouldn't have gotten involved in a relationship if she didn't actually love him, or if she wasn't actually being loyal to him. Because on this end, it almost looks like, you know, she's been in this like weird ass love bombing energy, and just, you know, throwing it at him, thinking that if I keep him satisfied, he'll stay. Because, you know, I think that's all she has to offer, or at least I think that's all she thinks she has to offer. You gotta have more than that, ladies. Come on. But again, like, she has to do the work, especially if her expectation was to be with this man and ride on his coattails for the security and the stability. You know, part of the lesson is she needs to put in the work and the effort to build her own stability, you know, to create her own stability, or at least to contribute to what provides her stability. And this part of this leg of the journey, like, she's literally going to have to do it on her own. That's why I'm saying here, down here at the bottom, like, instead of her being upset about it, she should look at this situation as like a blessed opportunity. This is an opportunity to do something. So, you know, you could be mad about it, but you're going to get over it so that you can get your life, because you're being given an opportunity here. Aces are gifts from the universe. You want some stability, you're going to have to take action and work for it. Like, for real, for real. Failure. This relationship, the trajectory, whatever it was she thought she was doing or trying to get away with, failure. And I do feel like Divine had been trying to guide this person, but either one of them. I feel like Spirit had been trying to guide on him, leaving it on her, because if he's already in the upright, I feel like this I heard ignoring the facts. I don't know what that means here, but I feel like this feminine energy may have ignored, hell, both of them. I want to say at one point, at least both of them have been ignoring, like, the call from Divine. I say it all the time. God makes the call all the time. Everybody doesn't answer, right? And I feel like somebody here purposely, I feel like they made their lives more difficult by sitting in a space of expecting everything to be carried out on the back of someone else. That's the biggest problem that I see here. And they worried about having to work. Okay. I'm like, they're worried about having to work. But then the last card that came out was bond. So I'm like, are you worried about having to put work in to the relationship? But again, remember I said, I was like, it's like she needs to, at least if she can't even contribute to her, I mean, she should contribute to the stability of the overall landscape of their, you know, their home life or whatever. But it just feels like there's a sense here, like one person was doing all the work and the other person wasn't doing enough or anything. And so if I can look at it the other way, I'm like, you know, God's been trying to guide somebody, you know, the divine's trying to guide somebody like, hey, you got to put in more effort to secure the bond, to secure the relationship. Instead of just, you know, sitting there thinking about it, because I do see like there needs to be a little bit more effort here, but then we have failure because again, there's somebody here who hasn't been listening to the guidance that they've been given. Oh, damn. I heard. I heard she ain't that deep. So, okay. I don't really know what that means. But based on the cards that I already have out here, if this woman portrayed herself as being woke, you know, she's awakened, she knows the mysteries of the universe, she really doesn't. And she really isn't. And he's seeing that now. Obfuscating the reverse. He's seeing that now. He's seeing it now oh. Okay. This is interesting. He's seeing how complicated life has become in dealing with this woman, but the dilemma is the release, because release came out in the reverse. It's either she won't let go or he doesn't quite know how to walk away. Okay. Yeah, I said it's being seen too. I think part of the lesson here for this woman was for it to be seen that she has not been loyal to this connection. She may have been acting in a way like wearing a mask in order to keep the peace. You know, if you know, this is like the energy of somebody who knows somebody's like trigger points. So she does whatever she can to kind of avoid those trigger points. And she shows up in an energy that is not her own, but she shows up in an energy that would make him believe that she's just like him. But he's seeing here that she's not, no matter how hard she tried to hide it. There's something maturity level thing here, especially for her. It's being illuminated that she's still immature. It's illuminated that she's disloyal. if she had been a shapeshifter, she no longer can do that. Now, these cards are very interesting because it gives me the energy that it's like somebody, this feels very reactionary. Like say if it had been discovered that she wasn't really loyal and that she didn't really have any love for this man, and that say she was only using him for stability or whatever, thinking that, you know, sex would satisfy and blah, blah, blah. She had largely hidden the fact that, you know, she was able to shapeshift, because when you're a shapeshifter, you know, you take on the energy of whatever room you're in. You kind of, you know, glance at everybody else in the room and you take on the energy that you see those people are in, because, you know, you're trying to look like you're one of them. And this person is pissed off because now it can be seen like they're very ungrounded. And part of the lesson here, it's kind of like stay, like, despite the fact that you're being called out or it's being seen that, you know, you're not that loyal, you still have a ways to go to mature. It doesn't matter how old this person is, because I know a bunch of people that are older than me that are immature and act like little kids. But part of the lesson for this person, it's kind of like, get your shit together and stop being mad, you know? Don't be angry that you got to do this by yourself. Instead, ask yourself, why are you in this position in the first place? You know, at what point do you take accountability for the way that you've lived your life? And then, you know, now you mad because now you got to take care of yourself or whatever. The hell? What? Oh. You know, it's funny because this talks about travel, and at the bottom of the deck, I have the travel card in the reverse. So that's kind of haha, hee kiki, kind of funny. So there's like some confusion or lack of clarity as it relates to this person needs, somebody here needs to heal. And I do have the energy, it's funny because I hadn't considered it, and I said it up here. I was like, if this person kind of portrayed themselves as being like woke and having like spiritual knowledge, like the mysteries of the universe, healer came out in the reverse. This person is anything but. Ooh. Now that's interesting. Now that's interesting. Has she been unfaithful? Hold on. Now, I also see the energy here, too, of somebody, like, trying to obstruct connection to another person. Or to create blockages. Not just blockages, but opportunities as well. It's like somebody here trying to create some type of obstacle or blockage to prevent somebody from making, a decision. I mean, it could be all that love bombing. I don't know. Yeah, see, she's worried. Somebody here is worried about, they're worried about the loss of resources or loss of income, loss of stability happening quickly, soon. Yeah, the shit. The concern about the loss of, I heard revenue, but the concern about the loss of any kind of income, especially because I get the impression that this woman doesn't work. So if she doesn't work and he's her only means of survival because he has the money and he works, then yeah, there's something, she's definitely worried about it. But again, if you're cross watching, I don't know who I'm talking about or who I'm talking to, but if this is your story, I would not be mad about the man leaving. I would be looking, I would stop wasting time on being mad about his departure and start thinking about what you need to do in order to get your coins up. What do you have to do? Keywords. What do you have to do? This isn't because you're going to have to do it by yourself anyway. And while Pisces is in the North Node for the next year, you better get right with God. You better get right with God. Like, you need to lean into your spirituality, start trusting your intuition, but you need to get in, you need to get your relationship with the divine. You need to get that up. Money is the root of all evil. At least that's what I hear. All right, let's grab some index cards. Ooh, bottom of the deck, Pretty Little Lies. Someone says, I have more tricks up my sleeve. Somebody's dealing with depression or dark night of the soul. All is not what it seems. Month of December could be relevant. Could be dealing with a Sagittarius or a Capricorn. I feel like somebody's been trying to affect somebody's crown chakra, or somebody's crown chakra is being afflicted. So we definitely have somebody who's you know, they may be all discombobulated with confusion. Somebody's losing hope. I feel like something flipped. Oh. Ooh. You, collective, are respected by your peers and your community. Could be dealing with an Aries. It's not your fault. We have a cheating man or a woman. Right? We have a new love coming in, person or a cycle. Family could be significant. Archangel Michael is out here. We love it. This could be involving someone from your past. Like I said, this story don't even have to be yours. It could just be somebody that's connected to you or in your energy. Otherwise, I wouldn't be pulling it up. Ulterior motives are being revealed. Someone's ulterior motives are being revealed. Somebody considers you as the competition. Somebody uses money, power, and sex for influence. We have an older woman out here. A real estate investment may be relevant. Pretty Little Lies. A loss of money and or assets. Somebody's experiencing bad luck. Legal matters or documents are relevant. They think they know it all. Spirit says open your windows to breathe in fresh air to your home. Somebody says you don't deserve it. Now, interesting, I'm going to tell you the way these cards lay. I have family, real estate investment, and you don't deserve it. Take that how it resonates. Then I have fake friends. Somebody hates that your intuition is on point. Spirit says move in silence or continue to move in silence. Archangel Chamuel is out here for unconditional love and adoration, non-judgmental love. Someone here has a sex addiction. You're no longer bound to the past mistakes or worries. We love it. Someone's home life is in turmoil. And last card out, someone is in need of legal representation. Let's get some truth cards out here. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, ring the notification bell so that you know when I upload and when you know when I'll go live. I may go live a little bit later today. I just haven't had the time. I want to, but I just haven't had the time. All right, we have video chat, spiritual bath, stuck on an X, long distance, accurate psychic ability, 515 may be irrelevant, synchronicity, May 15th could be an important date. We'll get back together, liar. Undecided, 1111 may be significant, summer, considering options, 1515. Talk about it. Today's the 11s. I got a lot of 11s out here. If you have a question, the answer is yes. Pay attention to the red flags. Because I have stuck on an X. Stuck on an X. Long distance. Not having sex and red flags. Just pay attention. We are in Mercury retrograde. We have depression. Autumn, so autumn and summer may be important. Misunderstanding, talking to others, truth teller, quit. Yeah, 515 may be really, really relevant because I got that out here a few times. $44.77. 812 may be significant. I don't know why that number just kind of jumped out at me. 812. Or 2812. $114, $115. Communication coming. Phone conversation. Someone needs to see a doctor. That's funny. I have not having sex and having sex. So maybe somebody is having sex and the other person is not. Marriage is in the cards for you. Improvement. Someone has concerns about money. Someone needs to speak up. Someone likes you romantically. And finally, someone is insecure. Bottom of the deck is respect issues. And baby, if you got respect issues, you need to stay wherever the hell you are. All right, so we have 1111. I have a lot of ones out here. 1212. 1515. 515. Like I said earlier, 515 may be relevant. All right, let's look at the dates. So I have January the 2nd, January the 3rd, January the 8th, January the 11th, January the 12th, January the 13th, January the 5th, January the 7th, January the 4th, February the 4th, February the 7th, February the 11th, February the 13th, February the 8th, February the 1st, February the 7th, February the 15th, February the 12th, March the 1st, March 7th, March 12th, March 13th, March 15th, March 8th, March 5th, April the 1st, April the 2nd, April the 7th, April the 8th. April 7 may be very significant because I have it out here twice. April the 11th and April the 15th, April the 12th. May the 4th, May 11th. I have that out here twice. May 13th, May 15th. I have May 15th out here twice. May 13th. Actually, I have May 13th and May 15th out here may be very significant. May 12th. May 3rd, May 1st. No dates in June, but I have July the 1st, July the 2nd, July 4th, July the 7th, July 11th. July 2nd, 4th, and 11th may be very significant because I have them out here twice. Okay. I have August. August the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and 4th. August the 7th. August the 9th. August the 12th. August the 13th. August the 15th. September the 2nd, September the 8th, September the 12th. I have that out here twice, so September 12th may be significant. September the 12th, September the 13th. 9/11. I have 9/12 and 9/13 out here twice. September 7th and 8th. September. October. No dates in October. I have November 1st, November the 2nd, November the 4th, November the 8th, November the 7th, November 5th, November 11th, November the 9th, the 13th, the 12th, December the 1st, December the 3rd, 4th, 8th, 9th, December the 13th, December the 15th, did I say December 11th? I have a lot of December days. Okay, let me do it because I'm trying to like do them all like in order, but I can't. It's too hard. Okay, so I have December the 9th, 8th, 2nd, 4th, and 15th. December 9th, 7th, December 1st, 3rd, 7th, 8th, 9th, 11th, 13th, and 15th. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. If any parts of this reading resonate for you, gave you clarity or confirmation over your own story, give the video a thumbs up so we can circulate into the algorithm and get in front of the eyes that need to see us the most. If you would like to book a personal more aligned with your own story, all of my information is below in the description box. I invite you to join me for a session. My books are always open. Don't forget to subscribe to the new channel, Timeless Tarot with Tam, where all of my archive videos will live from now on. At first I was kind of going in order with the ones that I already have. Like I was going in the order that I had initially released them. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start going in the order that is relevant to certain storylines that come out here. So if I see the storyline come out here, then I'm going to go there. And the next video there will be something similar to this. But I got to look for them because I don't know if this particular story has ever come out like this. So I don't know. I don't even know who we're talking about, but I'm sure y'all tell me in the comments and I will see that there later. All right. I love you guys. I hope you have a fabulous weekend. I am going to try to come back later, although every time I say that, I don't never make it, but we'll see. All right. Happy Friday. I hope y'all have a good one. Take care. I love you. Till next time.